Chase Sexton dominates in San Diego to grab his first career win, while Christian Craig displays some excellent damage control to keep his points lead. I'm Tyler Deering, and welcome to Gate Drop News. What is going on, y'all? My name is Tyler Deering. Welcome back to another episode of GDN. It may be raining out here, hence the jacket, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about what is likely the most competitive Supercross season in recent memory. Wanted to talk a little bit about the San Diego Supercross race. We had everything. First-time winners. We had big crashes in the main event in the first turn. It was chaos. Let's talk about it and give you all a detailed review of what happened. Really, in the heats, there was some good racing, but there wasn't a whole lot going on. The only thing that really happened was in the 450 class. We had Joey Savatgy getting tangled up with Aaron Plessinger in the first turn. Savatgy was riding on a torn ACL. He did not return to the LCQ. Plessinger got up and passed Ryan Brees on the final lap to get the last transfer spot to the main event. Adam Cianciarulo pulled off after a knee injury. He had injured it in practice, so now AC is dealing with a knee injury and a shoulder injury. No word yet on how long he's going to be out for, but that is not what Cianciarulo needed. He was actually riding really fast in practice, and it was a shame to see him not line up even for the LCQ. Man, outside of that, there wasn't a whole lot in the heats, but the main event did not disappoint. So let's get right to it. Into the first turn, the 250 main saw a huge pileup. Hunter Lawrence finally got one of his better starts. Christian Craig was right behind him, got tangled up. There was a mess of riders to include Christian Craig, the points leader, but also Joe Shimoda went down. Both riders got up and made excellent recoveries. Let's take a look at the top finishers and see where everybody winded up. Michael Mosiman cruised to his first career win, although it was close. Hunter Lawrence was catching him through the whoops on one lap, got tangled up with a lap rider, tried to switch his lanes through the whoops, clipped the back tire of Mosiman and went down.
Crashes out, picks himself back up again. He was trying to get...
Lawrence got up, mounted a charge, came back 4 seconds down with only a handful of laps left, got right up to the rear tire of Mosiman, wasn't able to complete the pass on the last turn. If he had one more lap, I think he might have gotten him. It was really close. So Hunter Lawrence comes home second. That's his third straight podium. Looking for that win. I think he's got to get it here eventually. Now we've got Mosiman as a winner. If Craig has another bad start, or even if Hunter can just get a decent start, I think Lawrence has a chance to get up there and contend for this championship. Now, Christian Craig going down was good for the points. They're a lot closer now, but not as close as they would have been. Craig from the first turn came from 21st all the way up to finish third. Now, the competition in the 250 class obviously is not as much because it's a regional class, but still, to pass that many riders in a main event when you have the red plate and you have all of the pressure, that was crazy to watch. Craig rebounded to get a podium. Unbelievable ride from him. It's stuff like that that keeps you in the championship hunt. Vince Friese came home fourth. He battled Craig really hard as he tried to pass him. Shimoda comes home fifth with Carson Mumford, a career best in sixth. Shimoda had an excellent recovery after that crash in the start. Finished better than he had been even, without crashing at the start. So great to see Shimoda with some pace. He's got to keep it on two wheels, though. He's going to get podiums easily if he's not crashing every race. Mumford, a great finish in sixth. Like I said, great to see him doing good things. Jalek Swoll comes home seventh with Nate Thrasher in eighth. Swoll, great ride after getting carted off in Anaheim. Thrasher, I'm not sure if he's not gelling with the bike setup or if maybe he's sick. The pace, just to be quite frank, isn't there. We know that bike is fast with Craig running so well, but he's been a consistent, 5th to 8th place guy in a regional 250 class. I know he's got speed as a race winner, but I'm wondering if maybe he's a little under the weather because the pace has just not been there for Nate Thrasher. Outside of that, notable in 22nd is Garrett Marchbanks. Marchbanks had a crash somewhat early that knocked him out. Tough season for Marchbanks. They said that on the broadcast he's been sick up until recently, so he's still not riding at 100%. He had a good performance in A1, but man, he's had 2 tough weeks since then. I'm hopeful that he can ride in the next round, get it back on track where he did well at Anaheim last time. But for Michael Mosiman, the importance of this cannot be understated. This win came in front of friends and family. Mosiman's been bouncing around a little bit, but it was good to see him get up front. He's got a lot of pace. He's a really good rider. I don't know if he's going to beat Craig for the championship because Christian Craig is just on another level right now, but it was awesome to see him up there contending for wins with Lawrence as well, seeing 2 guys that don't win every week, giving it their all to get the job done. Awesome for Mosiman. I'm excited to see what he can do going forward. But into the main event, Chase Sexton got the monkey off his back, grabbed his first career win. Marvin Musquin jumped out and got the whole shot. Sexton passed him fairly quickly and then rode away from him. Let's take a look at the top finishers. Coming home in second and third are the Star Racing Yamahas of Eli Tomac and Dylan Ferandez. Both ran extremely well, got better starts. That was the key. Tomac and Ferandez had struggled with their starts early, but they didn't really have to go through the pack. So this was cool to see that they were up front, running well. I mean, we say it every year, but any of those guys can win. I truly believe that if Ferandez gets the whole shot, he's got a good shot at winning. We know Tomac can win. So right now, I don't know how many winners we're going to have. It's always less than we think it's going to be, but either one of those guys could definitely grab a win. It wouldn't surprise me. Cooper Webb came home fourth. Not the night he was looking for. He just couldn't really dig down and find it. You know, he kind of got stuck in that 6th to 4th range for a little bit. Just wasn't able to move up through the field like he wants to. Still not a bad points night, and with all the parity, he's right in it. Same goes for Malcolm Stewart. Solid 5th place ride, no crashes, uneventful night. More stuff like that is good to build confidence for him. After barely making the main event in the heats, Aaron Plessinger rebounds to finish 6th. After that horrible Anaheim one, it's good to see AP running towards the front. Once again, he's got pace. I mean, if he can gel with that bike, wouldn't surprise me if there was a little bit of stuff to happen in front of him if he could sneak up and grab a win. So great run for AP. Ken Roczen comes home 7th. He was running 3rd before he got taken out by Jason Anderson. We'll show that real quick.
Okay, everything's good. Oh, he's going a little sideways. Bike's going back and forth. Oh, there he goes.
I don't think it was malicious on Anderson. Roczen came out of the whoops and just kind of slid the back end. It's not really a place where a rider normally is. I think Anderson went for the pass, and because Roczen had slowed up, he just came in and clipped his front wheel. I don't think it was intentional. I think he was going to commit to it and didn't plan on getting that far ahead of him to hit the back wheel. I mean, it sucks for Roczen. There's nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, he wasn't really able to recover from that. He same thing that happened last week. There was a big gap in between him and the guys who needed to pass. He got by Anderson after he had a bike problem. Anderson comes home 8th. He was as high as 2nd and looked like he had a shot to run down the leader. He was catching Sexton in about a half a second a lap when smoke started to pour out of the back of that Kawasaki. Unfortunately, Anderson was not able to overcome those problems as he finishes 8th. Honestly, it could have been worse. He could have finished further down in the pack. At least it wasn't a DNF. He's still in the championship fight with an 8th. Unfortunate for him. Anderson has a lot of pace this year. We'll see if he can get more wins, but he was right up there for this one. Justin Barcia finishes 9th after a post-race penalty that came out yesterday. Apparently, Barcia was responsible for putting Justin Bogle on the ground, and when Justin Bogle retaliated to take him out, the AMA sought it necessary to penalize both riders. We'll talk about Bogle's punishment in a minute, but Barcia was docked 1 place to 9th. Marvin Musquin with the whole shot came home 10th. He just faded really bad, just did not have the stamina or bike setup, not sure which, but he plummeted, did not look good. Justin Brayton came home 11th after a crash, not too bad. Max Anstey and Shane McElrath 12th and 13th, not bad for that team. And finally, Justin Bogle in 22nd. Bogle has just had an interesting year with the Twisted Tea Suzuki team. Just really has not had much pace. I mean, he missed the first main event. He's just not been running great, unfortunately. He got DQ'd, so he only lost, I think, 2 positions. I want to say he finished 20th before the DQ, so not a huge loss for him, but it can't be good for guys like Bogle to run 20th on a daily basis. I know that he's looking for more than that. We'll see if they can get it turned around in the future. Let's take a quick look at the championship battle, as this is one of the most competitive championship battles we've seen in a long time. Eli Tomac leads the way with 59 points, but if we look down in 8th place, all that way down, there's only a 7-point gap to the leader. So even though Tomac has the red plate, if Malcolm Stewart comes out and wins next weekend and Tomac has a bad night, we could literally see the guy in 7th place jump up and grab the red plate for a round. It's crazy how this stuff works out. It is one of the deepest fields that we've seen. We'll see if everybody can stay healthy. I'm really excited for Anaheim too. I think we're going to have another great race just to see where everybody shakes up. Is really interesting. 250 West class is shaping up amazing as well. Christian Craig coming in 3rd instead of 1st has kind of opened the gap for Lawrence and Mosman with Hammaker out of the way. I'm intrigued, man. This is going to be an awesome season. I think it's going to come right down to the wire for the 450s. For the first time in a long time, it seems like every time they line up, there is a legitimate possibility for a new winner without something having to go wrong ahead of the guy that could win. It's a great time to be a Supercross fan. If you're new around here, check out the other videos. This has been Tyler Deering for Gate Drop News. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you in the next one.